If you suck with women and you're tired of wanking into your own hand, then this video is for you, my friend. If you've landed on this video, then there's a very good chance that you've already binge watched a load of self-improvement, dating videos that are intended to help you to become better with women. Yet you still find yourself wasting hours messaging girls on Instagram, swiping on Tinder, going on dates that lead you absolutely nowhere, meaningless conversations with no end game. The list goes on. And I get all of it because I've been there and I've done all of those things before, and I still find myself going back into old habits sometimes, which is why I know the advice that I'm giving in today's video actually works, because I've been through all of the different processes and steps. I've been unsuccessful with women, I've sucked with women, and it's not to say that I have now slept with hundreds and thousands of women, but I've tripled my success with women in the last 6 months, and that's why in today's video I wanted to explain the 4 traits that I've developed and that you should develop if you're wanting to be more successful with women. So before I dive into those 4 traits, I just want to tell you a little bit of a background story. So about a year ago, I was living with 3 women, neither of which I slept with, by the way, and I hadn't been laid in over a year. Now, a lot of that might have been down to the fact that I was living with 3 girls, and they kind of killed my game because I think they were all attracted to me, and I didn't really want to bring any girls home because I didn't want to create weird dynamics and all the rest of it. But that's making excuses, guys, because I wasn't actually at the point that I wanted to be in terms of my self-improvement. I didn't feel confident and good about myself. And a lot of the reason for that was the fact that I hadn't developed the traits that I needed in order to be successful with women. I was acting very confident and cocky on camera, I was posting a lot of content, but I wasn't actually very confident in myself. I hadn't got the results with women, so I shouldn't have really been posting about women at the time. Now I do have some results now, which is why I feel comfortable in sharing some of the things that I've learned. But I just want to say that because you need to be very careful about who you're watching online. There's a lot of dating influencers that are posting stuff about how successful they are with women, giving dating advice, but you don't actually see the results that they're posting. So you need to be very careful and make sure that any advice that you're taking, there's actually results to back up what these people are saying. But anyway, so I've pretty much tripled my success with women since I've been out here traveling. And you can say a lot of that might be down to the fact I'm from the UK and I've got an accent, whatever, but I've brought myself here. I've done the things that I needed to do in order to get myself here. And even if you're in a foreign country, you still have to have certain traits that are going to be attractive to women. And you're not going to go from being you're not going to go from being sexless to Don Juan overnight. There's a process that you need to go through. There's certain things that you need to develop. So that's exactly what I'm about to dive into. So step number 1 is to transform your physical appearance. And when I say physical appearance, I'm not just talking about getting in the gym, getting muscular, getting lean, getting that V-taper. All of those things are very important, but it's also about the way that you dress. It's your style, it's the way that you carry yourself, it's the way that you walk, it's your body language. It's anything that is visual to a woman. Those things are extremely, extremely important. And if you're an introverted, shy, kind of quiet guy, then those things are things that you need to double and triple down on. Because if you go out and you pretend to be this super cocky, super funny kind of guy, but you're not actually really like that when behind closed doors with your friends or with your family, when you're on your own, if you're not that kind of guy, then don't pretend to be that kind of guy. Double and triple down on the physical attributes, because those are things that are very easy to control, and it creates this allure of mystery of, oh, that guy is like, he carries himself in this kind of way, like I want to know more about this guy. Because the majority of guys nowadays are not in physically great shape, they're not muscular, they don't look dominant, They don't have good style. Wearing black obviously helps a great deal in terms of creating that illusion of power, because black is a powerful color, and many guys do not wear black nowadays, right? So if you wear black, you automatically stand out from the crowd, because a lot of guys don't wear black. So these are the sort of little details that you need to be aware of if you're wanting to create that attraction just from your physical appearance, because it makes it a lot easier when you know that a woman is attracted to you physically. It means that your game doesn't have to be super tight. Obviously, you still need to be able to communicate, you still need to be able to talk to her, you still need to be able to escalate, you still need to be able to flirt. But you don't have to do all of these cheesy pickup lines and all the stuff that dating coaches teach you when you're very attractive to start off with. The second trait that you need to develop is confidence. And I know you've probably heard it all before. You know, you have to be confident. Women are attracted to confidence. But how do you actually become confident? And what is the difference between confidence and arrogance, or confidence and insecurity? So a lot of guys try to mimic what other people are doing. And particularly with the younger generations, because they're spending all this time on social media, looking at self-improvement videos, thinking, oh, is my jawline tight enough? All of these sorts of things. A lot of guys look at what someone else is doing and think, if I copy that, then that's going to make me successful. I'm sorry to tell you that that isn't what true confidence is. True confidence is when you know yourself inside and out. You know exactly what you want, what your desires are, what your goals are, what your values are, what your beliefs are, and you stand by them. And when you are that man, when you show up as that man, and you're not pretending to be anybody else, you're not looking for anyone else's validation or approval, whether it's on social media or whether it's outside in the world, that's going to be extremely obvious to a woman, because women are very sensitive social creatures. They pick up on absolutely everything socially, whether they admit to it or not, whether they're conscious of it or not, they pick up on stuff. So if you come across as that guy, as kind of aloof, who doesn't seem to really care about validation or approval, you're gonna stand out from the crowd. And women want that exclusivity. They want someone who they can't get. It's a psychological trick, whatever you want to call it. Okay, women want that. So if you're able to display those kind of confidence traits, where you're very sure about yourself, you know yourself, and you're not willing to back down or to conform to anyone else's opinions or views or ways of doing things, then again, that's going to make you extremely attractive. Trait number 3, and this goes back from the previous trait I was talking about, confidence, is the difference between confidence and arrogance. Now, arrogance is an extremely attractive trait to women. Okay, and when I talk about arrogance, a lot of people think that arrogance is this super extreme hyper confidence in yourself. But that isn't really what arrogance is. Arrogance is when you have incapability of learning, of being open to things. You have no humility. Okay, that's really what arrogance is. It's a fixed mindset. When you have an open mindset and you know your strengths and you play to your strengths, you know exactly what you want, and it's like you have a backbone, right? And you're not scared of confrontation. You're not scared of people rejecting you. You're not scared of people saying that you're weird or that you're boring or any of that sort of stuff, right? Nowadays, if you're like that, you're called arrogant, but that isn't really what arrogance is. And arrogance is an extremely attractive trait to women. Why? Because they have this inbuilt biological, genetical hardwiring that makes them attracted to guys that are able to protect them and keep them safe. So a man who is arrogant is a man who is going to be able to keep them safe and protect them, because they don't go along with the herd. They stand by who they are, and they have a backbone, which means that they're highly trustworthy individuals. Okay, they're not just gonna go out with the guys just because it's a boys' night and they're gonna go flirting with loads of girls and all the rest of it, right? They're going to stand by their decisions. Okay, they're going to be loyal. Now, this video is obviously about being more successful with women, so I'm not saying that you need to commit to women, right? But even if you're having casual relationships, even for hookups, like, women are going to be much more attracted to you if they feel like you have character and you have presence and that you stand by the things that you mean and stand by the things that you say. So the last trait is to develop bad boy, dark triad energy. Now, you've probably heard this a million times before, but women love bad boys. But what is it about bad boys that women actually love? Do they love being treated like shit? Do they like being abused? No, of course not. They don't like that shit. There's some girls that are attracted to that subconsciously because that's all they know, that's all they're familiar with. But being a bad boy, having dark triad energy, does not mean that you have to become an arsehole, right? And if you do become an arsehole, if you do become a jerk, you're probably not going to have very much success with it. Because why? Because it's not authentic. It's not in congruence with who you actually are. If you're a nice guy, generally to people, if you're nice with your friends, all the rest of it, and then you try to be an arsehole to girls, it's not gonna work. Like, they're gonna smell it from a mile off that you're pretending and you're acting, you're trying to be this jerk, and it's just gonna make them feel weird. Like, they're gonna feel like you're trying too hard, and that's one of the most unattractive traits to women, is when they feel like you're trying too hard. So if you want to develop those bad boy traits, that dark triad energy, then it's all about showing up and not conforming again to what is supposed to be normal or socially acceptable, right? So what I find works extremely well for me is being a gentleman, but a gentleman with edge. Okay, so it might be that you pick the girl up, it might be that you take her to a place, it might be those things, but you need to escalate quickly, you need to show your intentions quickly. That means like touching her in the right places, flirting with her, but in a subtle, seductive kind of way, rather than in a very like abrasive, arsehole, cocky kind of way. All right, and both things can work, but you need to work out what feels best for you, what is most authentic for you. But ultimately, the important thing is that you're not scared of resistance, the pressure that you feel when you are trying to escalate with a woman, because everyone, all of us, have a fear of rejection, right? But the more you have been rejected, the less you're going to fear that, okay? And the less fear you feel in that moment. So when you're like escalating, when you're going to say something a little bit playful or a little bit suggestive or a little bit dangerous, right? You're putting yourself out there, you're putting yourself on the line to get rejected, to think, oh, you're weird, or to say, oh, I'm not attracted to you, or any of those sorts of things, right? When you have the courage to do it, that's what's going to make you attractive, all right? So that's why women love bad boys, because they're more dangerous, they're not afraid of things, they say what they want, they do what they want. But it has to be coming from an authentic place. You're not just doing those things to act like a bad boy, you're doing those things because you want to do them. All right, so it's working out exactly who you are and what you want in life. Okay, what your values are, what your desires are. Before you do that kind of deep inner work and you really understand yourself, you're not gonna be able to be. So those are my 4 traits on how to be more successful with women. I hope you found this video to be valuable. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to my channel for more in the future, and I'll see you all in the next one.